Asadkhuja, MUYDINKHUJAEV.
So there is Asadkhuja, MUYDINKHUJAEV, approaching the red corner.
Representing Japan, OKAZAWA Sewonrets.
His opponent is Seiwon Okazawa of Japan. So our referee, Yasar China, sends both boxers back to their respective corners after giving the final instructions. And we have moved up to the 67-kilogram welterweight division. This is action from the third preliminary round. It features boxers from Uzbekistan and Japan. The southpaw wearing blue in this all-southpaw encounter, who has made a very good start, starting with that spearing right jab to the body, which is celebrating with an audible cry, and the flashing of his gum shield is Seiwon Okazawa. 25 years of age, part of a 10-man Japanese boxing team. The fellow southpaw who's just dropped down with a good right to the body of his own is Asadkhuja MUYDINKHUJAEV. 20 years of age, the reigning Uzbekistan national champion, as again Okazawa celebrates what he feels is a successful shot. Okazawa, such a terrific mover and such a speedy single shot puncher. And once again, he scores the single and then retreats, raises the glove, buys some time, and all the time the clock continues to tick. Very clever display. He used these tactics to control scoring with singles throughout in his round of 32 contest against Dmitry Galagot. Really did control the tempo at which the contest is being boxed, and he's really trying to get inside the head of his opponent, as he invariably does. So he's going to have to remain concentrated and focused on his task. Is MUYDINKHUJAEV, just 20 years of age, remember. In the 2018 World Youth Championships, he was a quarter-finalist. Here he is competing in his first Senior World Championships. Third bout of the tournament for him as well. Forward foray from Okazawa results in him catching his man with a couple of straight punches. Seldom see combination punching from him. This is how he goes about his work. His feet are so quick, as he's picked off by a right hand from MUYDINKHUJAEV, but his feet are so quick that he's able to get in range and come out of punching range without reply. Almost like a fencer in the manner that he's able to close the gap, strike, and recoil without any retaliation being successful. It's very clever punch picking, and he uses this tactic over and over and over to pile up the points. Exchange of jabs on that occasion, as MUYDINKHUJAEV did land, and the exaggerated manner in which he celebrates can really reinforce the fact that he has landed, and now he's goading MUYDINKHUJAEV, makes the man miss. Very expressive boxer is Seiwon Okazawa. Landed the greater number of scoring shots, and I happen to think he's taken the round. Here's confirmation. All 5 judges scoring in favor of OKAZAWA after 3 minutes of boxing. So some of the action then, and what we just saw there and there is basically what transpired over the entire contest. Single shot successes, occasionally 2 shots, one rare forward foray with a cluster of punches from OKAZAWA, and he just continued to pile up the points while avoiding being picked off himself.
Ring A, round 2.
So into the second round then, Sewon OKAZAWA, and right on cue, returning to the same tactic, epitomizing the mantra, if it isn't broke, don't fix it. And so far, MUYDINKHUJAEV is having a really difficult time landing anything clean on this man. So what can he do differently? At the moment, he's almost following the man around the boxing ring. And when he tries to launch his own shot, such as the speed of OKAZAWA, that he's able to counter and retreat before MUYDINKHUJAEV can land. So maybe MUYDINKHUJAEV has got to get a little bit more assertive here and sustain his attacks, because he's got the man gurning and mugging and posturing in front of him. He's got to disregard all of that and remain focused on the task at hand. MUYDINKHUJAEV disengages, and as he did so, OKAZAWA closed the range with quick feet once again and scored with another straight right to the body. So maybe, given the speed and tactics of OKAZAWA, as he comes forward with a good right jab and left cross, he backs off to celebrate it once again, grinning in the face of his opponent. Depending on your personality type, that could be absolutely infuriating. But MUYDINKHUJAEV has got to remain focused on the task at hand, and maybe he's got to double up attacks and come in waves here. Maybe try and target the body of the boxer in red, because trying to box with him even up from distance. There's a solid left hand landed by MUYDINKHUJAEV. But we're beyond the halfway stage of the round, and that was his best shot of the round, perhaps his only scoring shot. And look at that, feather-light right jabs being tripped out to the body of MUYDINKHUJAEV in the meantime. This type of tempo at this type of distance is not going to get it done, because he's buying himself an awful lot of time, is the experienced figure from Japan. Second World Championships, remember, he was a quarter-finalist in Yekaterinburg 2 years ago, and it was a very close contest with the eventual silver medalist Pat McCormack. Staged a strong comeback. But right now, a comeback isn't necessary, because he's controlling this contest with over 2 minutes gone. There's a successful right jab to the body once again. MUYDINKHUJAEV measuring his man, but he's trying to score with singles here, and surely he's got to double up the attacks. 2-3 phase attacks to try and prevent this man from finding an avenue of escape. Big swing and a miss again. OKAZAWA was too quick to be caught by the singles of MUYDINKHUJAEV, and he's using his experience magnificently. Look at that, literally running away as the bell sounded to conclude round number 2, and there's practically steam coming out of the ears of MUYDINKHUJAEV as he makes his way back to the red corner. Not able to catch his man cleanly, other than with one solid left cross. Very difficult mission indeed. 2 rounds in the book, 2 rounds scored unanimously in favor of OKAZAWA, who once again is boxing on his own terms and at a tempo that he dictates. Terrific speed and wonderful economy with his punches. His proportion of shots thrown to shots landed must be very high indeed, OKAZAWA. He wastes very little. There he took a couple of straight shots from MUYDINKHUJAEV, but for the most part, it is he scoring without reply. So into the third and final round then. And Asadkhuja MUYDINKHUJAEV, the reigning Uzbekistan 2-time national champion, is finding it really difficult to get to grips with Sewon OKAZAWA. Okazawa competed in his home Olympic Games earlier this summer. Was eliminated in the second preliminary round by the eventual champion, and Iglesias was trailing early on in that contest. If memory serves, he was issued a warning as well. But my goodness, the turnaround that he was able to produce by quickening the tempo, really putting Okazawa under pressure, testing his conditioning. When it was the sustained pressure and high punch output from Iglesias that were crucial in him taking a 3-2 split decision. Now, MUYDINKHUJAEV, just 20 years of age, of course, doesn't have anywhere near the level of experience of Roniel Iglesias, who went on to take his second Olympic title 9 years after his first in London. But currently, Okazawa very comfortable indeed. MUYDINKHUJAEV not able to make him uncomfortable. Continuing to keep his shape, continuing to remain disciplined. There's a solid backhand, perhaps his hardest shot of the entire contest, landed by MUYDINKHUJAEV. But he's got to do more, because Okazawa, who is invariably on the back foot, it's going to be incredibly difficult to attempt to knock him out with a single shot. But again, beyond the midpoint of this final round, MUYDINKHUJAEV is entering the territory where that is what he requires, as Okazawa continues to buy himself time and milk the clock and just allow the seconds to tick away to take him ever closer to the quarterfinals in this, his third contest of Belgrade 2021. It's a 3-2 split decision victory over Miguel Ferrin of Ecuador in the round of 64. As for MUYDINKHUJAEV, well, he was very sharp in his unanimous decision win over the reigning Irish national champion Eugene McKeever. And then a classy display against Ahmed Harara of Palestine is how he arrived here in the round of 16. But short of landing a punch from the gods, he's going to be eliminated here in the third preliminary round, and it will be Okazawa who goes through, who just continues to taunt and torment his opponent with gestures, with contemptuous smiles, flashing that gum shield, job done. And Sewon Okazawa celebrates in his blue corner. Another very good display of boxing from the 25-year-old, scoring with single shots, maintaining the gap terrifically, and completely nullifying Asadkhuja MUYDINKHUJAEV of Uzbekistan. Let's get the official verdict then. Okazawa will be going through on a unanimous points verdict.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the bout number 363 in the ring A, the winner on points by unanimous decision is the boxer out of the blue corner, OKAZAWA Sewonrets from Japan.
So Sewon Okazawa whoops out a holler at having been declared a unanimous points decision victor over Asadkhuja MUYDINKHUJAEV. The 20-year-old two-time reigning national champion of Uzbekistan eliminated in the third preliminary round of the welterweight tournament, and it's Okazawa who we will see again at the quarterfinal stage. That's scheduled on a quick turnaround for the afternoon session of tomorrow. Some of the action then from the contest that has just ended.